like that.
That's a good one there.
I guess I should like that as me, though. Here we go.
Okay, so
Now I'm gonna
starting
like it
broadcast and hitting the rock intro, because that's how we roll.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you.
Welcome, humans. I am ready.
We show onboard computer synchronization.
Roger that.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Let's rock! Oh, you're going straight to hell for that one.
That's the fact, Jack!
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Is this moron number one? Put moron number two on the phone.
Now, funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you, I make you laugh. What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
I know that, dude.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
Sure, a monkeys might fly out of my butt.
Uh-oh, my heart just stopped. Ah, there it goes.
Butt monkeys.
Butt monkeys.
Butt bunkies.
So
I don't know why.
who couldn't wait until we opened the show and gave the date before calling in?
Me.
Ha! It is the Dune and Bob Show. It is Sunday, January 8th. It is 2014.
Wait, January 8th?
Oh, God. See, I was on a roll.
You said January.
Because I'm an idiot.
January.
Oh, I'm not reliving this winter again. No.
I blame the base.
January, June. They both start with J. What do you got to be so picky for? Who cares what month?
Slap bass makes me crazy. That's what it is. That's what it is. Sorry, June. You know what it is? It says it's because I blame this. I blame that.
I am in favor of blaming that.
Wait, I missed it.
Oh, I said I blame that.
Oh,
Because it says Sunday, June, and June is spelled J-U-N.
June.
So it kind of looks like Jan.
Yeah, because why would you abbreviate June when it's only 4 letters?
I don't know. Probably because it's easier, because that way you have more room for more.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because you can't cut out the room for the Big Apple.
That's right. You can't do it. By the way, coming up later in the show, I have found a condensed version of the Apple WWDC thing, which I'll play. So everybody, you get to hear that stuff, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
Just in case you don't get enough of on this show. And also, I do have updates on the touchless trash can that almost turned into be the have Gators write a letter trash can.
Oh.
But lucky it was the I have been able to fix it touchless trash can.
Oh,
So,
that.
woo!
Yeah. I have stuff too, if anyone cares.
Well, of course. This is what Sunday is. Sunday is the day of
Stuff.
stuff. That's
Stuff.
right. You got the neighbor
Yes.
outside mowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got stuff going on. We've all got stuff going on this
In,
week.
I was going to say, in Damon fashion, there was an ice cream truck that did come down the street. I did not chase it,
Oh.
but I
What
heard
the hell's
it.
wrong with you?
Well, there's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
carb compliant ice cream on the planet.
Yeah. Well, you think that's
right.
bad? I bought a dozen donuts from Krispy Kreme.
Killing me.
I didn't eat any.
Oh.
You didn't have to set foot in a Krispy Kreme and smell
Oh,
the
that was.
place.
Oh,
You
God.
just have to hear by
Now, do
story.
they still do the thing where you walk by the window and they go, "Here, take this." Almost
Well-
like it's almost like walking down. It's like church, except they give you a donut right off the little flippy thing. They still do that?
No,
Or
they're
did
not
they
doing
ever do that there?
I don't know.
Well, here they
I
had.
I grew up in Dunkin' Donuts territory, so I'm
Oh.
not familiar with the history of the company.
Where here,
but
when you actually walked past, if there was a line to get your donuts, while you were in line, as you walked past where the donut machine was, where it was making the glazed ones, there would be somebody who would literally take one off of the thing and hand it to you.
Well, I do know that they have the light in the window to let you know when there's something hot available.
Maybe that's what it is. Also, did you realize that the people in the Midwest are fatter? Not that it has anything to do with anything.
So wait a minute. You went to Krispy Kreme still being on the Atkins Diet Gators?
Well, here's the story. And I only tell this story for amusement purposes and ham it up because I just want to make sure anyone overhearing this story knows that I had no problem doing this. But I got to tell the story. So Friday was free donut day. And so Kristen had her Friday plan. She was going to wake up. She's going to catch the bus over to Union City. Going to take in a movie, have a burrito for lunch, and get a free donut for free donut day. Not necessarily in that order. I'm not sure the order.
I'm thinking I want to be Kristen. This sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
so far, I haven't heard a downside.
but she was delayed from leaving the apartment by she was delayed. And so she got out after her delay. She got outside, ran there because, the bus is always late, except for when you are.
Oh, of course.
And so
that's the way it always works.
She got, within viewing distance of the bus stop just in time to see the bus fly by. And, yeah.
I'm going to say you have a lot of bus issues there.
Yeah. You notice, and it makes me feel very unsympathetic every time there's some kind of contract negotiations that makes the news and threats of strike. It's like, you know what? Why don't you get to fucking work on fucking time and drive the fucking bus properly before you try to get any sympathy out of me?
I was going to say, they're too worried about trying to make apps work.
Yeah. Yeah. So...
It's like, how about a little GPS on the app? How about something like that? Yeah.
Well, supposedly the app has GPS, but it was counting down the bus going the wrong way when I was using the app.
It's these little details. This is what
you
happens.
didn't want that to work now, did you?
Okay, so anyways, so your wife missed the bus.
So she missed the bus, which would have pushed everything back an hour, which would have made her, then she would have had to have gone to like another later viewing of the movie, or then, be too late for lunch. So she just decided this just messes up the whole schedule, so she just stayed home on Friday, which was quite a bummer. And on top of that, it was burger night instead of taco night, and she much would rather have a taco night than burger night, and I wasn't prepared to swap out the burgers for tacos because that would have meant defrosting ground beef. But so I decided, let's make this up, because on yesterday, we had to go grocery shopping, but we also needed shavings for the guinea pig cage. And so I was like, well...
And those can't be got at the same place, I take it?
No, of course not. That would make too much sense. Now, I could go grocery shopping at the grocery store that's closer to the pet store, but then everything is in a different place, and you ever try grocery shopping at a different grocery store after because you go to the same grocery store every week?
Yes, if you're talking about the guy stuff
where everything is.
Where I walk around like I got this glazed look on my face trying to figure out where things are.
Now, do you do the grocery shopping every week, or do
no?
you just,
I do not.
Okay,
no, and it drives my wife batshit crazy because she does, and she knows where everything's at.
See, you don't understand, because me and Kristen, we go together every week, and, we bang it out in half the time, because she goes off to get those vegetables, I pick out the tomato. Being from Jersey, I'm tasked with picking the tomato, and she picks out the lettuce and the...
You know how to do the thump.
I know how to pick the tomato.
That's right, the squeezy thump
You look
thing.
at the tomato, you go, not as good as a Jersey tomato, and throw it in the bag. That's how you pick out a tomato.
Oh, God.
There we go.
David knows. Or if you ever move out of the state, you'll learn. But anyways, so if we ever go to it, we have the routine down. We know what aisles we have to get what from every week and where everything is. And if we ever try to deviate and go to a different grocery store because it's closer to where we are, then we're doing this. We're both looking, and then we forget things.
Well, I've never understood that too with the Walmarts and why they don't adopt the same.
Well, the grocery store that's close to the pet store is a Lucky. The grocery store we normally go to is a Safeway. So they're two different. So there's
I understand that.
There's certain similarities, but it really it throws things off just enough that you get out of your routine and it slows you down and you
one of the things I did help. I have learned that if I will stop and then look and kind of read the signs, that does help a little bit. If they haven't gone the fries method,
right?
Which of course is They leave the signs up even if they change
Grocery
things
stores
around.
don't do that.
Yeah, luckily they don't do that, so you're not.
So,
doing
anyways,
that,
but the pet store is close to the Krispy Kreme, and so I was like, "Well, tell you what, you know what? I'm even better than Krispy Kreme because Krispy Kreme will give you one free donut. Hey, I'll get you a whole dozen.
Wow.
There it is. Gators, like, I love you that much, honey, that you're worth 11 extra free donuts.
That's
exactly.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Now, wait, Gators, hold on. Did you tell her beforehand you were going to do this, or did you surprise her with the 11 extra donuts?
Well, I told her beforehand, hey, tell you what, while we're out, let's go to Krispy Kreme.
Dumbass. You should have just said, look, I'll go get your free donut, and then just come home with a box of 12, and then you would have
Well,
been
she was
the
with
hero.
me. She
okay.
picked out the 12 donuts she wanted.
Oh, okay.
And,
that's even better.
Yeah, I would have picked out the wrong donuts. Right.
That's definite.
Because if she comes out of this store and like, oh, those are the wrong donuts, just be like, you're the one who picked them.
Oh, I know. I love those.
So it's one thing to say, yeah, we'll go to Krispy Kreme, we'll pick up donuts. It's another thing to set foot in the place, and you have that moment of, should I just say screw it?
Yes.
It's Friday.
That actually happened to me at work. One of the vendors there every 2-3 months brings in copious quantities of cookies and donuts for us.
Oh.
And I can actually, I actually had to say that. I said I can actually taste the sugar lofting in the air. I can literally taste it, and it was just yeah.
So Gators walks into this place. It's like Superman walking into a room of kryptonite.
It was like
it is. It's like you walk in. I mean, it's like
you just immediately like.
And the thing is that I had been stalling lately. I had gotten down into like the low 20s, and then I started drifting up into the upper mid-20s. And so I've just reached back down to the low 20s.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I didn't want to fuck it up again. So this is not a point of time where I'm like, well, I can cheat a little.
He's like right there at the teens going like,
I want to get the teens.
Hello, teens.
Come
not
on,
as
teens.
in not as in those kind of teens, but 20 teens. Yes, I know. Yeah.
I need to get into the teens. I've been in the 20s too long. I'm losing again. I'm back where I was. I've regained lost ground. I'm not blowing it now.
Yeah.
You know?
I know
Otherwise,
exactly
I would have. There would have been a glaze with my name on it, and I would have been like, no, you get 11,
right.
I get
Hold on,
1.
we gotta pause this story for 1 second. Killian, you don't put your nose there. That is off limits to dogs. No, not there.
I would
Move over a little.
Okay.
What is it with dogs in the crotch?
In my crotch. I'm like, dude, this is. I have a gay dog. I'm convinced. My dog is gay.
You know what? This reminds me. I was having an interesting chat with Dio last night.
My dog putting its nose in my crotch reminded you of Neo?
Well, she was asking for suggestions, and I was making recommendations.
I think she was speaking more of the something along that line is what.
Well,
she
no,
was,
she was
that's a really disturbing sound, by the way.
I don't know what that sound has to do with, but if Neo's listening, I just figured I would share with everyone that Neo messaged me last night, and I suggested yogurt.
Yogurt?
Yogurt. And then she asked, like, the fruit on the bottom stuff, and I said, well, my personal favorite's the apple cinnamon. So
during this conversation, was there at any point,
Well, I did say I was chatting with Theo.
Well, that's okay.
I didn't think I had to say that.
We're on the same page then. I got you. We're on the same page. Just want to make sure. People out there want to know these things.
No, because I was telling her, well, you could try the Gold Bond medicated powder. I use the blue bottle because burning is better than itching. And I don't know.
Whoa, what? Hold on.
Well, when I put...
Burning is... Okay.
Well, because when I put... All right, the blue bottle of Gold Bond medicated powder is the super strong stuff that's really only for your feet. And when you put that on the balls, it kind of makes a burning sensation. And that, to me, feels better than the itching sensation.
The Gold Bond Burning Balls blue bottle.
Yeah, that is burning.
That's some alliteration for your ass there, dude.
That's a lot of bees.
That's a lot of bees. But I don't
Bottom,
think it
that's
works.
right.
Hold on, I'm getting a drink.
But I don't think it works the same. So I'm not sure that she should try the same techniques that
No, no. It disturbs me greatly when my dog goes after my cock. Okay.
Oh.
It's been 50.
It disturbs me greatly when you tell us about the dog going after said
I had to yell at him
appendage.
somehow.
So speaking of Killian,
Don't really work.
so how is Killian with these days,
we did
Damon?
read it.
Hold on, finish your story, Gators.
He
We'll
got
get
it.
That's pretty much
stories
it.
for you
We
people
bought
this week.
donuts. We bought donuts. That's that. I monopolized enough of the show. Let's make sure you get at least one story in.
We like donuts. So that's
We like.
No, I've got stories this week.
Okay. All
you
right.
guys are gonna laugh or feel bad or both.
Both.
we did read that your dog had to get a tune-up,
Yeah.
which is what
kind
I don't know if that's what they call that or not.
I wouldn't say it's a tune-up. Let's call it some outside reinforcements were called in. Now this was happening anyway, but after
that kind of a tune-up? I don't know.
no, that's what I wanted to do to him Thursday night.
Okay.
Because I took him out for a walk Thursday night, and now mind you, Monday I walked him, and I was having all kinds of problems. Well, basically, if you remember the last time we talked, after the show last Sunday, I went out to 7-Eleven to pick up a 12-pack of soda.
Okay.
And Killian, the light in Killian switched off. Like, we'd be walking, he'd just stop in the middle of the sidewalk. Won't go forward, won't go backward, won't go right, won't go left. Just standing there, you know?
His transmission is stuck.
Yeah, basically, the GPS in the dog just decided it was going to lose satellite signal.
Now this
Okay.
this reminds me of a bedtime story in this bedtime story book I had as a kid. Talk about the blind guy and his guide dog, and the guide dog wouldn't go, still wouldn't go. Come on, boy, come on, let's go. Come on, bad dog. And dog would not budge. And it turned out there was like some life-threatening thing ahead. And
No, because I checked for that.
you checked for that. Okay.
I checked. Because you put this thing where you kind of send your foot out in front. There was no step, there was no obstacle, there was nothing. It was clear sailing all the way down the sidewalk.
No fire, no hit of
No,
death.
It was just he just didn't want to go, and I had taken him out before we went on the walk, and I'm circling him around. And he's looking at the street. He's looking at kids across the street. He's looking at kids in the parking lot. He's looking at everything but taking a shit. So I even brought him. I tried multiple times to get him to go to the bathroom. He wouldn't go. So I'm thinking, what the hell's wrong with my damn dog? I get to 7-Eleven, I buy my 12-pack of soda, I buy a lottery ticket, which I know I didn't win, but I figured, what the hell? So I come back, and I finally get him. It took forever, and I'm exasperated at this point. I get him into the parking lot, and he finally decides he's going to take a crap. So
There we go.
the next day, at least he did it in the parking lot. The next day, I'm working with someone from the state, and we're out for a walk, and the walk starts off bad, and then finally the light kicks on, and he's doing great for quite a while. And then, it's getting up into the lower 80s here during the day in New Jersey. So at one point, we're walking, and he's just slowing down, and then he starts doing the stopping thing. And what I'm noticing is, my dog is a very intelligent dog, because every time he chose to stop was under the shade of a very large tree.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's good.
Of course.
And then, so we're trying to get over to the post office, and at the point, I'm convinced that the people on this one block I have to walk down don't believe in garbage cans. Because the bones and food remains are everywhere. This block is what I call the block from hell, because I got to constantly correct him and pull things out of his mouth.
Woo, chicken bone. Woo, another chicken bone. Woo, another chicken
Then
bone.
then we get to the point where we have to cross under the train tracks. Okay?
Right.
Under the train tracks, and he stopped cold. Wouldn't go, wouldn't do anything, nothing. He was like, it's hot, it's cool here, I'm not moving. Nothing I did, I could not get him to move. I thought I was going to have to just camp out under the train tracks until he decided he was ready to move. So finally I got him back to the apartment. I was like, all right, I'm not going to work him for a few days just because this is getting too dangerous. So then we get to Thursday. And I know I have Seeing Eye coming on Friday, and I thought, well, he usually does the first walk really well, so I'll get the good walk out of his system so that when they come on Friday, he'll completely screw everything up and they can see what I'm dealing with. So I feed him his dinner. I take him out. He, again, will not poop no matter what you do. Okay? So I said, all right, screw it. Start going on the walk. First 3 blocks are perfection. I mean, model guide dog work. The kind of thing you'd want to make a video out of and put on YouTube.
There we go.
Then we get to the corner of Livingston Avenue and New Street. Now, this is the intersection that is kind of, it's not a plus sign intersection. It's more like if you took the plus and kind of made it crooked.
Ah.
You know, so it's an angled intersection. Not an easy street to cross.
Right.
I get him to the corner. He had gotten me around something. I reached down and I pat him on the head or whatever, give him praise, good dog. And it was like, it was like the clapper. I must have clapped and turned Killian off.
Yeah, I got my praise. What do I need to do anything else for now?
So we're standing at the corner. One light cycle goes by. He won't go at all. Forward, no, he won't go forward. Next light cycle, he starts to go forward. And then halfway into the intersection, stops. Dead.
Ooh.
Now I'm standing in the middle of a very busy intersection with a light that I don't know how long I have left, and I'm pushing on the harness. He won't go. I'm like pushing his ass. He won't go. I'm reach down, grab the leash at the buckle, and try and push. He will not go. And I'm sitting here going, I'm going to die. And my life, I saw my life flash before my eyes, which is a miracle in and of itself. Yeah, well, the dog had one.
Yeah.
So finally, I dropped the harness handle, and I was just
Sorry.
what are you doing, dude?
I'm trying to do. Well, I realized that I can't dial the number without it making noise. I'm trying to.
You could mute that channel.
What number are you dialing?
It's the same. It's the same channel that Damon's on. Is the problem?
Oh, no one's
You
listening to this
might want
story
to
anyway.
you might want to mute me at this point.
So what do you do? You just let the dog fend for himself? Like, you have fun playing in traffic.
No,
I'm going
I
that way.
I thought about for a moment just leaving him there, and every man for himself. But I drop the harness handle. I start walking, and I'm dragging him behind me by the leash, which is hooked up under his chin to the gentle leader thing that I've been using. I get him to the opposite side of the street, and I know this because my foot finds the curb, because he's behind me at this point. Okay?
Right.
I step up on the curb. I'm like, my heart's up in my throat, because the light, I think, had just changed as I'm stepping onto the curb. So I'm freaking out. Something in me says, all right, well, at least we got through that. Let's continue the trip like an idiot that I am. You know?
Oh, no.
So I get him in, get him in the position, pick up the handle. We walk halfway down the block. He drops and takes a shit. Thank God I had bags. So now at this point, I'm not seeing my life flash before my eyes. I'm seeing red. I wanted to, if I would have been able to find the garbage can, I would have thrown him into the garbage can and walked home without the cane or the dog or anything. That's how angry I was.
This one's defective.
Here,
I'm
this
throwing it
just
away.
There, done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, basically, so I turn around. I'm done walking him. I basically turn around, go back to the corner. He still won't cross, because at this point I took the little gentle leader thing off and I had him hooked up normal. He still was reluctant to cross. I push him across the street, and we get through the rest of the trip. I threw him in the crate when we got home, and he did not come out till Friday morning when the seeing eye instructor came. I went out that night and tried to get drunk and couldn't.
Well, that's not good.
Which leads me, because when you nearly feel like, when you realize you're in a near-death situation like that. Now, granted, do I think that the car who was idling to my left, once the light turned green, would have been like, hey, blind guy with dog, that's 1,000 points, and stepped on the gas?
I need that for that. That's what's needed right there.
Yeah.
I think it's more like horns. Get out of the road, you jackass! Type.
I was more worried about the people coming from the opposite direction or around the corner who might not have seen me in time.
Right.
That's true.
And they would have hit me first, not the dog, because they'd be coming from my right. So now I'll get to the karaoke night, because wait till you hear that story. But the next morning, seeing eye comes, this woman who's been doing this for 30 years. And they teach me, first of all, they took one look at the dog and be like, he's gaining a little weight, you should cut back on his food. So now we're down to 2 cups of food per day for the dog.
Oh, that ought to make him really happy.
He doesn't seem to be too...
Bad man owner now is starting to throttle back on the goods.
You cut my food, I'll cut your walk short.
No, because I took him out at 8:30 and he went to the bathroom both directions. And So when we're leaving to go on the walk, I'm thinking, all right, well, he already pooped this morning, so I don't need a bag. What happens 2 blocks into the walk?
Poop.
He stops and poops. Neither of us have a bag.
I'm thinking bag dispenser for the
You
dog.
know, this reminds me of, some women have strange choice in men. Like the guy my sister was dating in high school, father of my nephew. He was the type of guy that we'd be down the shore, in the car, driving down to the beach. And if someone's walking a dog's taking a poop, he'd have to, of course, lead his head out the window and yell, "Poop!" as we drive by.
God.
I don't know if he's
I
trying to
don't know
offer
if-
encouragement.
I don't know if I
or-
get that one. I'm thinking that falls into the category. Is where that falls in.
So,
Yeah.
of course, now I take him on the walk after he poops. He's great. He's wonderful. No problems whatsoever. I'm like, and I swear, I turn around like, this is not, he would be on his best behavior right now. But they're very experienced with this stuff. So they said, first of all, I think the reason he stopped in the middle of the street was because he was loaded down. He had to poop. So, and he's gaining too much weight. So you want to cut back on his food. And, with all the distractions he tends to get into trouble with, they basically now when he screws up, I put him through what we call doggy push-ups. It's basically sit down, over and over, like repetitively. Like, don't let him rest. Once he gets down, make him sit. Once he sits, get him down. And you do this enough times, and he'll eventually, when you get him to sit, he'll put his head up against your leg, which is a sign of submission. Like, all right, enough.
I am tired of being an ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically what the idea behind this is that he will begin to realize that whatever he's going for isn't worth the doggy push-up, calisthenics, and he'll start behaving a bit more. And I was told this behavior tends to kind of disappear as they reach 2 years old and get out of the puppy stage. But he's a great worker. I mean, I don't want people to think, because a lot of people on Facebook, oh, they gave you the wrong dog, what's up with this school? He's an amazing dog. He really
an
does
amazing
great.
dog that's only gotten you almost killed, 2-3 times
Yeah.
now?
No.
And he's also
nymphomaniac.
except he's a dude.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the great thing. Like, in cases like there are things that he's very useful for. When I can't find my socks on the floor, he finds them for me.
Well, that's cool.
I mean, and he really.
I had a cat that did that.
He really is a good worker. It's just what we're dealing with right now is still the newness of it all. Like, he's testing me to see how much he can get away with, and I gotta basically put my foot down and be like, you ain't getting away with shit.
That's always fun.
So, but that's that. But now, in the midst of all this, I went out Thursday night because I needed to. At that point, I was so frazzled by nearly dying,
Right.
that I had to go out. I needed to get away from him, and I need to go out. And I told all my friends, I'm getting fucked up tonight because I almost died, and I thought I was gonna have to give my dog back to the school. So you guys remember I told you about the girl who has been hanging all over me when she's there and kissing me on the mouth, but I never really hear from her during.
Yes.
Yeah, I never really hear from her during the week.
You're right.
Okay. Well, she was there Thursday night. And she comes up to me and she gives me this big hug and she kisses me on the cheek and then proceeds to tell me that she met her future husband, some millionaire from New York.
Before she continued, you should have said, "I am honored that you have chosen me."
Yeah,
to,
well, I wasn't, So now while she's telling me about this guy, he's a millionaire, he's this, that, and the other, she's still hugging up on me. And, I still got, there were still quite a few kisses on the lips throughout this night while she's bragging about her new man. And I'm hanging out with my buddy Jay at this point. This is the first time Jay's been at karaoke since before he got his dog. And I told Jay, because Jay knew everything that was going on because I tell him. And when she told me about the man in her life or whatever, I turned to Jay and said, Jay, there is not enough alcohol in this place right now, to console me at this point. But again, by the end of the night, she's still hugging up on me and she's kissing. She even commented that I'm a good kisser.
Hooker.
And
you trying to make suggestions there, Dune?
Possibly.
But yeah. So, I mean, and of course I said, and then here's the best part of this whole thing. She's going on about how she's gained weight. And I'm like, where? And she's like, here. takes my hand, puts it on her stomach, then moves it up to her breasts and down to her ass.
Vagina.
No, not there. And I'm sitting
How do
here
you
in my
gain weight
mind-
there, Dune?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I'm sure it can be done. So meanwhile, so now let's break this down. Woman who claims that she adores this millionaire in New York and how great he's taking care of her, but is letting the blind guy like rub her, her ass, her boobs, and her stomach, kisses him, hugs on him.
Sure.
Yeah. Well.
No, that's pity.
Well, the thing is it
what
all
that
boils
is.
down to at the end.
Masturbate.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. Well.
That's the problem.
I've been doing plenty of that.
No, that's not a problem. That's a solution. The problem is the
problem is that,
cause of the.
Well, the problem is because and as she's going on about how she's gaining weight, and I keep, of course, Damon being the nice guy to hit. Oh, nonsense! I don't want to hear this shit. You're beautiful, And then, of course, some sort of comment about her new man, and I tell her all the time, the phone works two ways. Why don't you stay in touch? Oh, I will. Of course, I haven't heard from her since that night. So I'm thinking this Thursday I may just ignore her completely.
Well, we'll see what happens.
That might drive her insane. Why are you ignoring me? Because you ignore me all week.
Well, you already
I know
met
we
your
can-
future
we can
husband.
we could ask somebody some advice. I could find, because I have to make a phone call if this is going to work.
Yeah. Well, she's claiming that she's knowing me, I'll screw it up, and I'm like, oh, well, that's great confidence you got there in yourself.
But Damon, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, this doesn't cut you off. If it does, you'll just have to.
Well,
I'll call
you
back.
select to get out of the group, right?
Well, it doesn't really do that. It just gives me a dial pad.
Well, you
I'll
might
call
want to
back.
add it as a contact, and then add the contact to the group.
Oh, God.
Oh, is that what you can do? Okay.
Yeah, and then everyone who does a show can randomly call that number.
Oh, that would be just great. There's no way that I would ever catch any help for that.
You might want to just let
Let's
David
not
call
do that.
back.
Look, if it disconnects me, I'll call back.
Okay, let's just try it. We'll see what happens here. Nope, it looks like
Okay.
Damon's still there.
Oh, cool.
Or is he? I don't know. Nope, he's not.
Oh.
And of course, she's going to get this weird phone call. That she's. Are you ready there?
Hey, you missed me. Leave me a message.
Oh, okay. Hit it.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, Lisa. You weren't there.
Lisa, it's your birthday. God bless you this day.
It's just the Dune and Bob Show calling to wish you a happy birthday.
Yes, and we wish you were. You're probably there. You're probably just screening your phone calls.
Yeah. So call us back, 877-642-5483.
And say yo.
Yeah.
And then you can hear this song in its entirety. There you go. If not, have a great birthday.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. I hope we didn't creep you out. There.
Now, wait.
We were fine until you said, hope we didn't creep you out.
Yeah, then we probably creeped her out.
Yeah. Now, wait, who was that?
Lisa from HHR.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 28. Should I say that? You supposed to tell
I don't know.
her?
I haven't been keeping track.
Okay. Well, it said. Well, it comes up and pops up. It says Lisa's birthday, 28.
Wow.
I could have said 20 something. That would have been better.
Anyway.
Yeah. By the way, somebody wrote in and says having a puppy is like having a son. Annoying as F. I could have said flowers.
Yeah. He's not always.
Annoys the F out of you, but well worth it in the end. Not a puppy anymore. Yeah. Well, he's still kind of puppyish.
He's still puppyish.
Yeah. It'll get better.
He was in heaven yesterday because I went home for my parents' 70th, my dad's 70th birthday. And, yeah, God turned 70.
Oh,
And
wow.
Wow.
a bunch of family, came over. So it was a bunch of kids, and then someone else came over with their little ankle biter dog. And he was in heaven pretty much most of the day because, it was very weird to see those two interact because it's like David and Goliath of dogs.
Yeah, I can just imagine. I mean, does he talk to him like we would think he would, where he goes, "Dog, come hither"?
No,
Is it anything like that, or
he doesn't really make a whole lot of noise. Like when I was hanging out with my friend Jay after seeing I Left on Friday, we actually let our two dogs mingle, and they're playing and they're jumping on each other and growling and barking and whatnot. But this little midget dog, she was doing all the growling Which
it's always the little ones, constantly.
When these little midget dogs growl, I'm like, I'm in hysterics laughing. It's like you're about as scary as microwavable popcorn.
I can always. Hey, by the way, I could always lend you this.
For God's sake, shut up!
If that would do you any good. The new app. You can.
There you go.
You can just show that to. For the people, by the way, for the people on Facebook, I tweeted. I guess you don't tweet Facebook.
You were trying to copy and paste the YouTube link, and instead pasted the last thing that was in your clipboard, which
thank God. I guess I should be thankful that at least that's what it was.
That it was the
and not Lisa's phone number.
.mp3.
Yeah, not Lisa's phone number or something. That'd have been really nice. That'd have been just perfect.
Then she'd really have a reason to hate
us.
us.
Yeah. It didn't be, Lisa a new phone.
On top of adding her to a contact and having, Tioli calling her randomly sometimes.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. That's all I need. It would be big fun. Speaking of which, I need to get a hold of, I was going to get Rob to call in from Take It or Leave It. Rob Stein.
I've still not had a chance to listen to them since they've come back. How have they been doing?
Well, last week was interesting. The week before, Andrew's girl she was the one that was tipsy and slurring her words. This week it was Andrew's turn.
Really?
Yes, and he was. I don't know what he was drinking, but it was extremely high test.
He was drinking a lot of it.
He was drinking a lot of it, and it had heavy effect on the boy. I can tell you that. And that's why I wanted to get Rob on the phone, because it's fun to watch. He's sort of like the keeper, for lack of a better term. You can almost see him as he's like the one that the person's getting ready to chop a finger off, and he kind of pulls their hand out of the way.
Right.
That's Rob.
Well, the one thing we've learned on this station is it's always funny to watch everyone else get shit-faced drunk on the air, right, Dune?
Oh, it always is. Yeah, until it happens to you, then.
Yeah, when it happens to
then the next day you're going like, oh my God, what the hell?
No, see, I've never been, on all the telethons I've gotten drunk, there's only one that the ramifications of my drunkenness have been negative.
Well, I was going to say, I'm guaranteed a hangover no matter what.
Hey, we got a call coming in.
We do actually have a call coming in, but it's not who you think it is. It's somebody else. NHP, you are on the air. Oh, wait, hold that thought. Actually, somebody else is calling in. NHB.
Hey, guys,
hello.
what's up?
Lisa, what's happening?
Oh, it's Trish.
Well, I know it's Trish. Trish, hang on, Trish. Lisa, are you there?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? I'm sorry. You probably saw this weird phone number went, oh, hell no.
Yeah, it's a California number. I'm like, I don't know anybody in California.
You do. Johnny's from
Johnny. I'm in California.
Yeah, Johnny's from California.
I know a few people from California, but no. I don't know their numbers. So.
Well, what it is, it's Skype, and sometimes Skype has those numbers where it says 724 is calling you. And that's all it says. And you go, sure, there's nothing weird about that.
Yeah, that sounds totally legit.
Well, luckily, with the magic of what is today's world of computers, we all know that it's Lisa's birthday, so we had to call and say hello.
Happy birthday, Lisa.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Now, they're not making you work today, are you?
No, I took the day off. I took the whole weekend off.
Oh, that's cool. So,
nice.
That's what we were just talking about that too. I'm one of those people. I never get my birthday off. But I know people are like, that's sacred. That's like a totally sacred thing.
Birthday off.
Definitely. I request I have a guy friend and his birthday was yesterday and we went to a dinner cruise. So I requested, his birthday and my birthday off so we could go out and do something fun. So.
Well, that's cool.
It worked really well.
Well, I was going to say, and also unfortunately, I was actually in your neck of the woods. And I didn't get a chance to stop and see anybody. Damn work. It's no fun it's no fun when you have to work. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem with traveling.
The one night I probably could have done something. I was so freaking tired because I had gone to work at 3:00 that morning, and it was like 8:00 at night when I got there. I was like, I'm dead. So.
Wait, you only had to work till 8?
That was it. Only half a day.
Well, they let you out early.
Yeah, that's true.
Because last time I traveled, I was working till midnight.
Ah, there we go.
And I was up at 4 a.m. to catch my flight.
There you go. Well, Lisa, we're hoping that things are going well for you. We miss you. We don't get to hear you on the air anymore, which is kind of a bummer. Every once in a while, you do pop up in best ofs though. So you're still around.
Yeah, I'm far too busy with being a single mom with 2 kids and a full-time job, and I'm working on, getting back to doing a show with Bill, but it just hasn't happened
Well,
yet.
I know Bill's busy too. That's what he said. He said hopefully something will get put together or something. Well, you know what? You
I
got
don't
plenty
know.
of time.
Maybe the NHB Fun Bus 3.0 will need to drive out to that neck of the woods to drag them back on the air against their will.
There you go.
It'll be a little out of the way, but I'll have to see what I can do.
That's exactly what we can do then. That's exactly what we can do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, it's good to hear from you, and like I said, hope things are going well, and you be safe
thanks
and
for
have a
calling.
safe,
Really sweet.
have a safe birthday. Don't be doing anything that
I will.
Johnny would do because you know how he is.
Wait, what?
Thank you.
He's kind of unpredictable and all that good stuff.
What about you and the blue bottle?
All right.
That's true. All right. All right, you take care. It's good to hear from you.
You too. Thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
So there you go, Lisa. She's it's good to hear from her. I'm glad that she's doing okay.
On another topic, the preparations for your birthday have begun.
I won't get what I really want.
Oh, there we go. So Trish, what's going on? You just happened to call in, and we were trying to call out.
Mr. Smithers.
Oh, that's not creepy, is it?
Creepy!
That's like way creepy.
Yeah, you can like totally use that on the soundboard if you want.
Oh.
Okay.
That's true. So what's going on with you today?
Not much. We went to the beach and it's officially summer because I had to bust out that shirt you sent me.
Ah, is that what it is? The Dune and Bob bust out? Oh, wait, I don't know what
That's
shirt.
the Dune and Bob shirt.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Were you busting out of the bust out shirt?
I bust out of everything.
Okay, well, I
was going to say, from what I see on Facebook, not that I was looking, but you do pop up on Facebook a lot, and I didn't mean. You know what? I didn't mean that to come out that way.
Yeah, wait a minute. What?
Well, her profile picture. She's, there's definitely cleavage there.
Just a tad bit.
Just a little
She's
bit.
always showing cleavage, though. I mean, from what I hear.
So I was just saying that, that would be accurate.
That's right.
I don't get to partake in the cleavage, so.
Well, that's why you have girls that have met their future husband showing you where they've gained weight.
Oh, that's not even
That's how
the
you
same.
partake in the cleavage.
That's not even the same. It's not even.
You get to touch. We only get to look.
Ah, there we go.
It's like, here, Damon, look at what you have no chance in hell of having.
Well, that's why us sighted guys have to go to a strip club and pay for that.
Pay good decent money. Or
Good,
you could just go to the
decent singles.
You could go to the beach and hang out with Trish. Come on, there you go. That's
There you go.
I don't know where she's at these days.
She's in Connecticut, I think.
Oh, there you go.
I am still stuck in Connecticut.
Stuck in Connecticut. It's a wonderful state.
No, it's not.
What are you talking about?
Seriously wrong with you.
What?
You've lived here.
It's just hard to. It's just one of the more expensive states, as I understand
It's horrible. There's nothing to do. Everything's expensive. The people suck. I'm far away from everything I love.
Wait, stop talking about Jersey.
No,
Hey.
I want to go to Jersey.
Jersey's an awesome state.
I love Atlantic City. That's where I want to move to.
Oh, I see. Yeah, until you move there, we'll see how you really feel. See, don't judge Atlantic City by what you see in the media because they go out of their way not to show you what's off the boardwalk.
It's like everything's fun until you get there, and it's like, oh crap, not so good.
I do know what's there.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Atlantic City, nice
Yes,
place
I
to
do.
visit.
I've been
As
to
long as
Atlantic City a couple of times.
You've been to the resort section.
Well, yeah,
Right.
if there's any other part.
There is anything? Yes, there is. Gators, help me out here.
Well, there are other parts, but you just ignore those and don't ever go there. So they
Go
don't
to Atlantic
exist.
City, when they send you the postcard, pack your bags, your free room is waiting. And then you go down and you go shopping and you eat like a pig and you get drunk and you gamble and it's just like it's such a magical, fun place.
I mean, it could be worse. There's always Asbury Park.
Where's that?
That's north of Atlantic.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it is. Yeah.
I hear Asbury Park's been taken over by the homosexuals. So, that's what I've been told.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
know.
so you gotta put some flair on that screen.
So now they call it Asbury Park.
Asbury Park.
Yeah.
Where
Your balls are showing.
Yeah. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. I haven't been there. I don't know if they've reopened the boardwalk and if Bruce Springsteen's gone back to the Trade Winds and or what the whatever club's there. I forget what the hell club is there. The Stone Pony.
Well, I know there was a big thing when they were tearing things down. They had to preserve the creepy smiling guy that was on one of the walls, and I don't know why anyone went to any trouble to say that. It's such a creepy. You know, once there was a time where creepy was in, I guess. Let me see if I can find this. Let's do a image search for Asbury Park smile. Oh, there we go. There it is.
Creepy was in, you said?
Well, yes, I think Creepy was in for a period of time in this, like when these resort towns were built. Because I'm going to screen share this right now. Because check this out.
Well, you look at here. Let me. I'll click that so it stays on there. That is kind of creepy.
That is creepy. Now, who thought, well, there's a nice fun painting to put on this wall here for this nice resort town? Yeah.
Yeah. That looks like that's been there for a while.
Yeah, it's not there now, but there was a group that actually made sure when they were tearing that building down, let's save that part of the wall for historical purposes.
It really did.
That was Trish.
I did. That sound went really well with the picture.
Of course it was.
Yeah, you could always, nobody could ever call in and fake being you. It couldn't happen because I noticed I was listening to on the Tuesday show.
There's a Tuesday show?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, and
What,
got to hear Vamp. Yeah, and Trish was talking to Vamp and was nice enough to burp 2 or 3 times.
Five.
Which makes
5 to 7.
Here we go. I did send a message to get Rob to call in, so hopefully he'll call in.
Just when you're getting your pants down with Trish's voice, she does that.
Oh God.
Hey man.
Hey, listen, Trish. Let me let you go here. I got Rob here, and I got to get some things done with him. So.
Okay.
All right, you take care.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
On the phone.
Hello there.
It's Mr.
Actually, you know what? He's even looks like he's even going to throw some video at us here.
Oh, nice.
He is.
Only.
Hello, folks.
He is. He's actually here. It's good to hear from. I was just telling Johnny. Johnny has not got to partake any of your guys' shows.
I need to tune in. I need to one of these Thursdays clear the schedule and tune in again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Since we come back, it's been pretty interesting. I've tried to put a more more professional aspect to the show. Like I have started, even though it's always been Andrew's show, I've tried to put together actual meetings before the show. We do a Google.
And I like that. I like that.
Sorry, you're doing.
And I thought Tioli in the past ran pretty professionally because Andrew usually had a schedule or a kind of a rundown of what the show was going to be. If I remember,
those things
correctly.
have changed now.
So that's
what I had said. This is where I really admire Rob. Rob is kind of like the glue. He's turned into Mr. Elmers, and I've also come to know the realization that you've also turned into their keeper. It's almost like there's a bunch of laws that are getting ready to get broken, and you stop that from happening right before it does. It's like somebody's I said earlier. I said somebody's getting ready to cut their fingers off, and you go, no. Maybe you should. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you want to give me the knife.
Yeah.
And that's where I see Rob in this whole mix. It's actually fun to listen to. Well, it is. It makes for good radio. It really does because he's always busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is never a dull moment in Robville. There, you can use that, by the way.
Okay, I'll be sure to use that. But yeah, I mean, Andrew with him, he's going, and I don't care if he hears me saying this. He's going through his midlife crisis now. At 20.
Well, a lot of us are friends with him on Facebook, and he's friends with a lot of other people that are listening. So you're not really saying anything people don't already know.
You may as well get that out of the way early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I applaud him in having a quote smoking hot girlfriend. His girlfriend's very, very attractive. Christine is very attractive, and he's going through good times and bad times as people who are friends with him on Facebook. But I'm trying to, when Andrew and I, before we came back, Andrew was was basically like, Bob, I want to do the show again. I miss doing the show. And I'm like, yeah, me too. But now, it used to be always, Bob, why can't you bring material to the show? This was like, 4 or 5 years ago. And then now it's like, no, you guys got this. I'll just fill in my own stuff. You guys got this.
Yeah,
So,
I was going to say, you've been like, and it's hard to do. It really is. It gets
But
to the
see,
point
here's the
where-
thing, Rob. This is what happens to every show that comes on the network. I mean, you come on the network in the first little while, you plan everything out, you come up with bits, and then after a while, it's, I don't have time, I don't have the desire to come out to do prep. I'm just going to open the mic and see what happens.
Or there's always, the Gators method. You start with material, and then you just start by just bringing as many people onto the show as you can and figure, well, at least one of them is going to have something to say.
Oh, yeah. Well, unfortunately, the last show we did this past Thursday, which I wouldn't really recommend listening to, it was...
Mark it now.
I was going to say, people are downloading as we speak.
yeah. If you want to hear Andrew and his girlfriend be slightly, more so Andrew being inebriated, then go ahead, download that show. But, the fact that it was literally maybe an hour to 2 hours before the show, Andrew just happened to stop in, and I say to him, yeah, man, we still doing a show tonight? And he's like, yeah. And I'm just like, all right, inner monologue. Fuck, I have nothing. I have nothing to go on. I don't want to be talking about like all the, I don't want it to be like the news because nothing's going on that's good right now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. Tune in this week because we'll actually have something planned though, so that'll be a more interesting show. And hopefully we'll have, when we came back, we actually, Gators probably doesn't know about this, we actually have a new co-host because a lot of the co-hosts we had before we went on hiatus, have all disappeared from the face of the earth or are too cool for us now. Like Mike's younger brother is too cool to do internet.
Is that what the deal is?
Pretty much.
And there we go. Let's see.
Wait.
We go. I was trying to get it to where I could actually.
When did he become cool? Because I mean, I've met you all, and
Mike became cool when he got a very attractive blonde girlfriend. That's when he became too cool.
I see. Well, once he figured out, don't bring the women onto the show, that probably helped. Because I still remember the time we did that show, and he brings the two ladies, and they ended up running out of the house, I think.
There you go.
I distinctly remember that.
Now, luckily, thank with the coolness of the Macintosh, I was able to get Bob on there so he can be seen now.
Oh, okay.
There you go. And we can also see the back of Damon's room.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, which is we're seeing where there used to be keyboards that aren't there anymore.
Oh wait, hold on, I'll try and turn it.
Now we see an arm.
I was trying to put it on the dog.
There.
Arm. I saw
it's always fun getting the blind guy to try to put the camera in the right place. It's always one of those things. But no, Rob, it's good. Listen, Rob, I love listening to the show when I can though. It's fun to listen to, and like I said, there's so many things. I have this friend of mine that I've known that was my best friend for years and years and years. He's still. I hate to say an old friend like he's dead because he's not. He just doesn't. He just doesn't live here anymore. But he's one of these guys that lots of people have always said that had it not been for me, he would probably not be around because he was the one that was, hey, watch this. That was his famous. Yeah, he was that guy. He was the hey, watch this guy. And it was always me to be I was the voice of reason going, okay, you probably really don't want to jump off the balcony into the pool. I was that guy. It's like no, there's 10 feet between you and the pool of concrete. I don't think you're going to make it.
In a cup of death wish.
Yes, exactly. but that's the whole thing. So I applaud. There we go. Golf clap for Bob for for keeping the peace. I actually kind of like that. there we go.
Awesome. Well, with us coming back with the show, I mean, I don't know. We're still trying to keep it the same way as we used to have it, but obviously we're not, 18, 19 years old anymore. So we all have things that make us more adult. Like, for example, Andrew's now having a 3-year-old son. Mm-hmm. Him being well, technically he's divorced, and now he's dating a 20-year-old. Me with not having any free time at all because I work all the time.
You're the busy guy, except for come and do the show. Oh God, okay.
Like In fact, it's funny that you should say that. There was a show when I basically said, Andrew, have we got any of the podcasts up? And he's like, nah, man. Keep in mind, Andrew doesn't have a job. So I kind of, if you listen, I don't know what show it was, but basically, I hope anybody caught this. Like, you could just hear in my voice, like, and he's like, well, dude, why don't you just, he says to me, well, why don't you just, get on here and I'll teach you how to, set up the podcast and everything, like, because I'm really busy. And I kind of wanted to be like, busy how?
Yeah. Well, now trust me, there's somebody that Johnny and I know that will remain nameless, Venison, who is kind of along the same way. That the difference is his house doesn't have working internet or stuff like
or
that.
electricity.
Yeah.
So, but he's the same way. He goes, oh, I'm just so damn busy. You're going like, wait a minute.
He's got electricity in the form of the extension cord that runs to the neighbor's
cord
house,
in his
and he's got internet in the form of the Wi-Fi signal in the neighborhood.
That comes from somewhere.
You know what it is? He's busy because he's got to run on that wheel to generate the solar power.
That's true. That's true.
God.
But I know what you're talking about. Like I said, but it's fun to listen to you guys. And you mentioned one thing that actually I wanted to key on because it's so fun to listen when you guys do your show. Is when you talk about when we were younger. That's what kills me because we forget that when their show started, they literally were 17, 18, 19 years old. And little brother was way too young to be doing a show.
He wasn't supposed to be on the show, actually.
Way too young to be doing a show. But
we lied.
But that's the whole thing I thought was pretty fun. That was cool, though, because to hear you guys refer to that, which, and now, you're still the young guys.
Rob, it's fine. You're not the first person who's like, yeah, I lied about my age to me,
Usually they called a Dubai show to lie about their
that's
age.
usually what it was, yeah.
And I found out way after the fact, several women I had talked to who had lied about their age. And
Johnny always had the old, well, if you're legal to drink where they live, then it's okay. That's the way he looked at it.
I also had the underage co-host when Emily joined.
That's right, but like I said, they weren't quite as strict on that down under.
I'm not sure when she's due, but she's going to be having a third kid.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I need to email her. I haven't heard from her in a while.
That's good. But yeah, it's fun to write into the Tioli though when I write in because if I write more than 4 words, then Andrew doesn't want to read it. I found that Dune writes a book.
So,
I'll get to that later.
Tioli is like tweeting.
Basically, he is they're the tweet bot of whatever.
Yeah.
But no, it's fun. It's fun. Like I said, I had told him, I said I think that the previous show, not last week's but the week before, I think it was Andrew's girlfriend's time. It was her turn to get drunk.
Yes.
And last week, for whatever, it was Andrew's turn.
This week it'll be Rob's.
Yeah, it might be Rob's.
And, I hope it's not my turn, but I mean, his rationale for getting drunk was that this past it's actually pretty humorous, and I don't know if I can cue it up fast enough, but Andrew was basically drinking, so that way his girlfriend had an idea of what he'd be like when he was inebriated, so that way she would be able to handle him.
Oh, no, that's an interesting play on stuff. I never thought about that. I never thought about that. If you're going to be with me, you might as well know what it's like to be with. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting.
So what happened was he got drunk, so that way his girlfriend would know how he'd behave drunk at her friend or cousin's wedding. And sure enough, 9 hours ago via Facebook, Andrew writes, I am extremely sorry for all the pain and grief I caused you, Christine Mulligan. I was wrong and emotional, sick and intoxicated, but I'm in love with you, babe, and I just hope that's enough. Basically, it sounds like Andrew got drunk off his ass and got embarrassingly drunk at her cousin's wedding.
Yeah. Oh.
So
I see. I see.
Not good.
Well, her mistake was after seeing what he's like drunk, not saying, okay, I forbid you from drinking at this wedding.
You are forbid.
Trust me, he did not get as drunk as I have seen him. At Atlantic City, that's like one of the more I've seen him as, that's about as much as the most I've seen him drunk.
That's
enough to blush my...
Yeah, that don't want to go there drunk.
Yeah, he fucking... that was...
Well, I was going to say, luckily that didn't work out that way.
All right.
But no, this is a fun thing, so don't forget, I mean, so people tune in with that, because there still are some live shows on NHB, and it's fun to listen to, like I said, Thursday nights. And it all depends. I don't know what time they normally go on. Usually it's around 8:30, it seems like.
Yeah, we because of my schedule, we kind of. I think the website says that we go on at 9, but for people who are actually tuning in, we go more along. We more so go on time at 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, I was going to
Eastern
say usually it seemed like it was 9:30. I guess that's my time's 8:30 here.
They give me a little bit of travel time. So essentially, as soon as I walk in the door, they're like, "All right, we're good to go. Let's play our 15-minute intro."
Yeah.
Well, you still have that
15-minute intro.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you listen to the past show, Andrew's tried to skip ahead. Like in the actual, we have to redo production work for our show. That's one thing, because our production work is so dated. But Andrew's just like, we can't play the video, the entire, intro, because YouTube, now that we broadcast on YouTube, they're like, do you have the rights to play?
Yeah, you have to go through all that stuff, which is always.
Which reminds me, I need to tell YouTube, yes, I did play licensed music, like I do every week.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me.
It's good that we can do that, but it's fun to see. I guess all the fun. It almost kind of reminds me of course, Shocker, which technically I guess is still on the air. Theoretically, the Shocker is still on the air, but
I hope
their whole thing is instead of playing an intro that lasts 45 minutes to an hour, they just play automation.
The zip file of automation I sent them for break material.
That's what they use
hour one of the show.
Because these guys they do like 5 hour, 6 hour shows with an hour long interlude in between.
Yeah,
they just go to break, and next thing you think, well, they're gone because why does the stream say live?
I gotta say,
I'm hearing automation.
I gotta say, I hope those guys are still around, because when the NHB Fun Bus inevitably makes its way back east, I will be passing through the St. Louis area, so I'm hoping I could.
That's true. Yes, sir, Rob, you got that to look forward to.
Guys.
Is Johnny will be in your neck of the woods?
Well, what's this about the NHB Fun Bus? You'd have to fill me in.
I'm hoping to move back east. Right now, I'm looking into a possible job in Pennsylvania, but yeah, at some point within the next year, I'm hoping to move back east. So Gators will be back on the East Coast. Maybe I could swing by with Damon again sometime when schedules permit.
Right.
Oh, all right. Let us know, and we'll try to arrange. I mean, when the hell was the last staff picnic with everybody?
Gosh, yeah,
how many years ago?
A long time ago.
Yeah, but we don't have the same setup as we did. We won't have a guy, yelling his answers across the street.
Which I missed, by the way. I really missed the guy outside. He'd almost be. It's almost too bad he didn't get some contact information.
Well, there's people across the street where you are now. We'll meet new people.
We can make new friends. I never thought about that.
I'm sure they'll love that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's the fun thing. You just you have that part where you say
the guy outside will now be played by JoJo the Clown,
or something like that. I don't know. all that good fun stuff. Well, listen, man, thanks for taking some time to call in. I appreciate it. I didn't know. I didn't know if you worked on Sundays or not.
No, I am free.
Which is this works. So we expect you to call in every week now. No, we can't. No, you're welcome to call in anytime.
Okay, man.
There you go.
That's what I do.
So don't forget Thursdays 9:30ish. That's what I'm going to say.
Around 9:30.
Watch. Yeah, just the nice thing. At least we're very consistent when it comes to Twitter and Facebook. It does pop up when we go on live, so you can find that out, which works out pretty good. So we can find these things, and it's worth catching. Like I said, if nothing else, just to watch Rob keep everybody's hands off the hot plate. That's what I'm going to call it. That's what I'm going to call it. There's a room full of children trying to touch the hot plate, and Rob says, no. Bad kids, don't do that.
Well, you let the kid touch the hot plate, they won't touch it again.
Well, that's true, but, then you have to take them, put butter on their hands or whatever.
I do a show with some pretty stupid kids, so...
Maybe it won't be as hot next time.
That's right. There you go. That's right. Because you never know what's going to happen. That's the best part about it is you never know where the conversation is going to go. There's been a few times where I haven't actually had to turn the stream off, but I have actually changed colors a couple times. Where I go, ooh. Is it me? I look around to see if my wife was listening. No, I got headphones on. I'm good to go. One of those things. But but there's things you learn too. If the best porn sites, you find out which those are. If you're from the last show, I don't know what that was now.
Wait, are there ones I don't know about?
I think there is. Andrew's got the lowdown on the good porn sites. He seems to.
And you just hear Rob sigh, like
Rob's going like, damn, Dune really does listen.
Yeah, you do, because it's literally that's like 90% of where our show goes.
That's right.
It's just
That's
to
what it
the
is.
web for, hey, this porn I found.
That's right.
Check it out.
Hey, I saw this gal and she was doing. Oh no.
There was this guy dressed in a bunny costume.
Yeah.
And I'm not making that up. I have seen a porn like that before.
Oh,
Well, I think that was wasn't that one of your things you were talking about? Is that anything that you can think of? There's porn.
Oh, yeah.
There's porn
Rule-
attached to it.
It's Rule 34 of the internet. If it exists, there's porn of it.
There, and I think sadly enough that's got to be true.
Yes.
It really is.
It's very true.
I mean, sticky note porn. It's there. I'm sure it is. I'm just looking around. I'm looking around the room right now.
Well, I remember on our show we recently found the home improvement themed porn.
Oh, see, it's all.
Wilson was behind the fence, but they drilled a hole in that fence.
There you go. Well, you see, you're welcome to use that too.
All right,
man. Listen, man. You take care.
All right, take care, guys.
Thanks for calling in. Don't forget 9:30-ish Thursdays.
Yeah.
Take it or leave radio with Rob and the other kids.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Let's see if I can remember how to make this not full screen again.
Well, let's see how many phone numbers we could display on the page at one time.
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah. I should probably not. Oh no! Stop! There.
And you can all go back and play that later on YouTube and pause.
Oh shit!
I've been asked for pointing that out, by the way.
Thank you for there. Damn it.
Good job, Gators.
Yeah. Well, it's me. I'm the idiot that's not paying attention to what's going on here.
Yeah.
There.
I'm just making the situation worse. That's
Yeah,
my
you just- yeah.
role on the show.
I mean, well,
Whatever Dune does bad, I make it worse.
Yeah.
Well, the nice thing is I've never used screen share before,
Uh,
and it works really damn well.
it
So there
does.
you go. It does.
It does.
works.
Like, for
well,
example,
I've never been able to get the this, because when people hardly anybody ever uses the Skype video, so it was nice to be able to actually.
Because I'm going to screen share this right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That appears to be a very, very old radio.
Now, here's the thing, because I've been thinking a lot lately as I've been acquiring more 70s.
Oh, is the Victrola lonely?
Well, yeah, the Victrola is a crank-up acoustic model from the early 1910s.
Okay.
So it really only plays acoustically recorded 78s properly. If I play electrically, or as they call them, orthophonic recorded 78s, it doesn't really play them back all that well. So I figured I'd like to get something of a slightly newer vintage that is electronic to play back the orthophonic recordings. And, because all my, Christmas 78s are all orthophonically recorded, I'm thinking, what would be nicer than around Christmas time having some old-time radio to play some old-time Christmas records,
Orthophonic. That sounds like a type of shoe for an old lady.
Orthophonic was
Once
what
again,
they called
let's all
electrically
marvel
Oh,
at
the
the
F.
fact
Or
that
no, P. Phonic.
Let's all marvel at the fact that somehow Gators is married.
Yeah. So the thing is, though, is I don't want to buy something now, because then if I bought something now, I'd have two big-ass things to lug across the
That's
country.
true. I was going to say, you know what? I never thought about this. If you could catch this on the way through.
Well, there
And
is.
you're going to have to save the room, because remember, when the fun bus does come through Kansas,
Yeah.
I am going to have to send a computer back with you. So
to save some room for that.
yeah, you'll have to.
We'll
We'll strap that on top of the roof, and you can leave that somewhere.
Much like we left a guitar in Missouri, I think we might leave something in Arizona or something, and it'll be
well,
like,
what I'm afraid of
room
is you'll leave here with the laptop I'm going to give you, which weighs like 50 pounds, and
it's
like
portable because it has a handle on it.
That's true, but you'll leave something here instead.
Wait. What laptop?
Oh,
is
what it is.
It's a compact portable. It's not a laptop.
It's an old computer that I saved from the trash.
Like from 1985.
Yes. Probably costs as much
it's
as a
probably
car.
from like 82 or 83.
Yeah, it's very, very old.
He's got the old Osborne one.
I saved it from the trash can. It was actually getting thrown
and I
away,
want
so.
one because the first computer I ever laid my young hands on was one of these. So I owe it to one of these to own one. But anyways, so so I've decided I want to have something electric to play the Christmas '78 song around Christmas time. But you know, when you do a search for Radiola or Electrola on Craigslist, you don't get up as much things as Victrola. It seems that the old crankers stick around more than the electric models. But the electric models have more things that can break easier on them because it's not just mechanical parts; it's electronics that have been had many, many, many years to rot and break down. Not to mention that they need tubes.
the tubes are that's what they say now that a lot of people that have the old things like that. That's one of the things that they may not keep the units themselves, but they do pull tubes out and keep those for people.
And I found there was a really beautiful one that someone has in San Jose. But like I said, you know, I can't see buying something and then having to deal with two of these to get lugged across the country. And
that's a lot of lugging because those things aren't. Those you said, portable in the way that you know.
Well, this is a tabletop model. This is much smaller than the one I was looking at in San Jose. The San Jose one goes to the floor. But I actually remembered. Wait a minute! I already own an electronic thing, and I own one of these that is displayed up on the screen right now, and. This all goes back to when we were cleaning out my great-grandparents' house after they had passed on. And someone phone's ringing?
It's mine.
I think it's Diamond's, yeah.
Okay. So we were clearing it out, and my great-grandparents had this really big record player that was in the dining room. And, you know, it was the type of thing that was way too big that I would never try to take ownership of it. Plus, the tubes had gone bad on it. I know this because I tried to use it once. In more recent times. And I was getting very, very minimal sound coming out the speaker. And my dad was like, well, the tubes are probably dead on it. I'm like, bummer. But it was gone. And so I asked my grandmother, where's the record player? And she said it's in the attic. And I was thinking, who in their right mind would have dragged that big thing all the way up in the attic, only to have to take it out again inevitably? But it turns out she was talking about a different record player. That thing was already trashed. She was talking about a record player I didn't know about. And up there in the attic, I find one of these things.
Oh, okay.
With a power cord that was had the insulation completely worn off and frayed wires exposed.
Well, I was going to say the cloth cord is what you're talking about, I guess.
Well, I don't. Yeah, it might have even been cloth, but there were frayed wires coming out of this thing where it once had insulation. So the first thing that happened was that got cut off because there's no way we're going to let the chance of this thing getting plugged into a wall happen. And we looked at the inside of it, and you know, spending a number of years in an attic that saw temperatures of over 100 degrees was not kind to the insides. And my dad said, "Well, that thing's decoration only." And I always thought to myself, "It'll work against something."
You'd be surprised. I mean,
it'll work against.
You would be surprised. Sometimes those things you just blow them out a little bit and.
No, I got to find someone that can restore it. So that's going to be my project when I get back to the East Coast. It's digging that thing out of my dad's basement and finding someone to restore it and figuring out how much that's going to cost.
That's true.
So if you know anyone,
not as much as it would cost to get a nice one that's already restored, probably. Sadly enough.
Well, probably about the same price.
That's usually because when you watch the shows where they have those, they'll say, well, it'll cost you, much more than it'll be worth when you're done. But you know what? If it's something you're going to have for a while, it's cool.
Yeah, once it's restored, it'll probably last another 100 years. You know?
Of course, of course.
So if you know anyone in the tri-state area that could restore one of these that is displayed up on the screen right now, please let me know.
That's right.
Because I'm going to be looking for.
Johnny's be like looking for the restored dude.
I'm looking for the restored dude that knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't.
You know what you should do, Gators? Just to be funny, take it over to Best Buy and wheel it up to the Geek Squad.
I like the idea.
Well, you're going to have to wait till we get there with the cameras so we can have it because that would be pretty awesome.
That would be.
You'd be like, oh hell no.
No, actually, what you should do is take that laptop Dune's going to give you.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to upgrade the RAM.
Can I pick up some RAM for this?
It won't boot up.
I need an extra K of RAM.
Can you install the USB option to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't get my zip drive to work.
What do these weird oblong ports on the side of it do?
Yeah. That's true.
I got this from a senior citizen.
Now, I never thought about that. Now, to go in there and say you're looking for the verbatim 5.5, however big those damn floppies are in those
5 1/4?
Yeah, they're big. The
5 1/4, yeah.
BAFs, the big-ass floppies.
Yeah.
That's scary when you say, do you have any big-ass floppies in the building? You might
That's a weird looking CD-ROM, a CD drive.
That's true.
I tried to put a DVD in there and it won't.
It won't.
Where does the cup holder come out of this one?
Yeah, this one doesn't work. That's right. Oh well. The sad thing is, I actually thought they might be worth something, and I looked online and found out sadly they're not.
The shipping is more than.
Yeah, I was going to
worth.
say usually it's like you can buy them for $5, but they'll want to charge you $72 to ship it.
You know, that picture I was just showing, that came from an eBay auction. Mine's in slightly better shape than that one. At the eBay auction, it would cost like $70 to have it shipped to the East Coast. $100 to have it shipped here. They're listing it with a buy it now of $30 or best offer. So there you go.
Yeah, because that whole the whole thing is just to build something strong enough to safely get it to where it needs to be.
And that one also doesn't work. So it has something in common with mine.
Just little things like that happen.
There's 4 people watching it right now.
You wanted one that worked? That's another $150.
Well, I'm thinking it's going to be at least $300 to get that restored.
Probably.
So,
assuming you could even get electronic parts for that thing anymore.
Well, I mean, capacitors, stuff like that. It's the tubes, and I know that there are places that specialize in tubes still. So, I mean, I think
aren't they the same tubes they use in guitar amps?
Probably. So it's really a matter of finding someone that can work on it. That's the challenge. But you can buy capacitors.
Well, that's true.
Not a Radio Shack, though.
Somebody calling NHB, you're on the air?
No, you can't.
Yo, this is Anthony. Yeah,
Anthony, what's going on, man?
If you're looking for floppies, I've got
not
floppies. Much. If you're looking for floppy, I got about 12 boxes of 12 8x8 boxes full of them.
Well, there you go. You are set for life, Johnny.
And again, that's courtesy of the USS Pearl Harbor.
There we go.
Wait.
Now, that doesn't mean like the ship.
Something we hold on to.
There's nothing that's going to like. Oh, wait, Johnny. Oh, I think Johnny is actually.
Yeah, check that out.
He's actually got one of these things.
Yeah,
well, this is 8.5. Check that out.
Wow. So
no one talk while everyone looks at the camera.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at this going like, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
He's showing a floppy disk on the screen. I've never seen one before.
Wait, what size is it?
8.5.
He's got the 8.5, which is the mega one. So there you go.
They probably
plenty of 8.5 here.
Oh man. Well, it's one of those things. Somebody somewhere is going to need those things. I don't know who or why.
Well, they look nice on my
Speaking
shelf.
of funny things to bring into a Best Buy, an old tower that still has Windows Me on it.
No, I think this laptop that Gators is going to be getting will be way older than that.
I think having one that has Windows Me and it actually works. That right there in itself.
It still works.
Oh, that's scary. Because I mean, you can actually get past it.
That's surprising because I've never known Windows ME to work.
I know, even though I was that same guy that went and bought it and thought, I gotta have this.
Now I've got this still sealed in the package.
It works, but it frustrates the hell out of me.
Check that out. Still sealed pack of 5.5 inch, 5 1/4.
Well, then you're really set. Those are the Max L's.
This was a gift. This was a gift from my brother.
Now, was that a gag gift for like now, or was that actually back when those were usable?
No, that was a gag gift.
Okay, I got you.
More recent times. He actually wrapped it too.
Now, have you actually done this where you took that computer? Because I can't imagine. You never know though. They might have some old dude in there that like has the, he has the line on those old Windows boxes.
There's probably like one guy in the back, like it's kind of like Bring Out the Gimp. And they only bring out this guy.
They get this one dude, they reel him out.
Any Windows PC probably could be worked on by someone that works on computers today. It's just that if anyone ever brought me a Windows ME machine or a Windows 95 machine, my response would be, if you want to pay me to work on it, but let me tell you, save your money. You're better off using that money to buy something newer.
No, what I want to see is someone what I want to see is someone go in there with like an Apple II.
Well, there you go. Because it's one of those things that they might have some game that only plays on that,
or like the original.
Well, that's where emulators come into play.
Because I think back in my Windows 98 days, I think somebody had given me, I had Red Alert, which I think took like 5 or 6 floppies to actually load onto the system. It was quite a few. You had to put it in, click next.
I remember when I used to, like, I was in DOS and I was loading WordPerfect 5.1 on the thing, and it was like, insert disk 12.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Thank God for CD-ROMs.
Jeez. Oh, man. We don't know how good we had it.
Jeez, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I guess, you know, that having those things around are still kind of fun, you know, because just for somebody to say, hey, look.
The cool thing about the old programs was I learned that you can basically reduce the floppy count by, like, because I actually had converted my 5.25-inch WordPerfect disk to 3.5, and so I took it from 12 disks all the way down to 6.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big thing then.
You know, now you couldn't do that now. I mean, of course, now you don't really need to. You down everything on the internet.
Yeah, I was going to say, remember in the world of Mac, you know, they go, CD-ROM, who needs that? They don't even have those things anymore.
Windows PCs are starting to do that. I get calls from work every now and then. I bought this computer and it doesn't have a CD drive, and how do I download your software? Try the website. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Or you can go to Best Buy and buy an external DVD drive.
Which is always fun. Here, I do have, here, let me play a couple.
Actually, I do have one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think that's what
one of
people
my
have now.
laptops. Yeah, one of my laptops doesn't have a ejectable CD slot. It has one of those little slats that you put in a regular disc, and one of these discs I had to install was one of these tiny ones. Wouldn't work. So I had to get an external one that would do that.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say that's one of the nice things about here at my house. You can on Mac you can actually share a drive. I don't know if you can get it on other machines, but so that's what we do. I can load a disk in the iMac, and then the rest of the ones around can do that. But here, I was going to say, I was going to play a little bit of this here.
Great, the mother of all releases. Huge, so huge, best, great.
This is the WWDC.
Great, fantastic, beautiful, beauty and power, fantastic, bold, remarkable, carefully crafted, gorgeous, beautifully crafted. That is a gorgeous trash can. Beautiful, gorgeous, best ever. Super fast, great, really awesome, beautiful, gorgeous, beautiful, really gorgeous. It's really nice, it's really cool, it's really awesome.
So this is how Apple does it. Don't bore me with with crap. Just hit the high points.
Great bang, elegant, super handy, really great, better than ever, great, awesome, league of its own.
It's really great. It's really nice.
Now, at some point in there, did he say beautiful trash can?
Yes, he did.
And I'm thinking that would be something of the touchless variety.
Well, you know, sorry.
Speaking of which,
there.
How has your
my
touchless trash can?
My touchless crash can.
It's a crash.
My touchless crash can. For whatever
blue screen on you.
It blew yes, it did. It's exactly what happened.
You held your hand out with the trash, and it's like, sorry, there has been an illegal function call.
I happened to notice one day I went to throw something away in the trash can, and the lid actually slammed shut a little harder than it normally does, which made a thumping sound. I went, that's odd. And so I immediately did what, you would wave your hand in front of it to go, hey, what's wrong? And it wouldn't open up. So my touchless trash can was quit.
Apparently did not like whatever you put in.
No.
It gave it indigestion.
So I thought well, it's not working. I have to, basically, to make the touchless trash can work, I had to turn it off and turn it on each time I wanted to throw something away. Which saves a shitload of time, by the way. Because who has time to lift the lid on a trash can and throw something away when you can reach behind the back of something, flip a switch, wait for it to activate, and then open up? That's much better. That just makes that right there makes this
super convenient.
Yeah, see, that right there, that's what it's going to work.
Nice.
That's going to be my new thing. I'm going to have to do that. So basically, it works.
Beautiful, really great.
There, that's how well it works. So, but I was
a bit of sarcasm.
Yes, so I did take it apart. Sorry, and found that it has a mechanism. It has a small sensor that actually senses the motor turning. That has a piece of plastic that maybe is 1/16 of an inch thick. they had busted. Shocker! That it was something that
a beautiful.
It was very. It was extremely.
Great. It's really amazing.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was absolutely
amazing, great, beautiful, great.
Yes, that's what it was. And anyway, I did like everybody would do. I got my eye super glue. And I glued it back together. Now, I didn't glue it exactly right, but it does work now. It's back to being
Wonderful, terrific, incredible.
It's back to that, which is nice. So the only difference now is what does it. It opens, it slams shut, and then it opens again. So at least it's working.
Yeah.
Now I did try to get on the I did get on the site and I did ask for help, which I got nothing. I didn't get it. I got no answers from my email. So I was thinking about possibly having Johnny help me out. Hashtag go get him is what I was going to do because I think they owe me
better, incredible.
That's what they owe me.
Yes,
that's what it is. So we will have to see if the iTouchless trash can keeps working because hopefully it does.
Yeah.
All I can think about is back in the first show when I started talking about it when Johnny goes, "I recommend this wholeheartedly." I think he did because he was convinced it would be
really enormous.
Because that's what he was convinced.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I was.
Well, I think Gators, we're now just kind of slowly flying close to the time when you'll be able to tell Dune that you were right.
Well, here's the thing, because I know what's going to happen next time, because I've discovered why they make super glue tubes so small, because you can only use them once each.
You're exactly right. Even though there is usable super glue in the eye super glue container, you can't get the eye frickin' cap off of it.
Actually, you can use super glue twice, because the second time you can just break the thing open, make a huge mess, and dab what's on your hands onto what you need to glue before it dries on your hands, and don't touch your fingers together, or that's where they'll be the rest of the day.
I'm getting an I message.
An iMessage.
An iMessage? Meanwhile, my dog is licking.
There we go. I had to not take the iPhone call. So I will have to call I back later.
Speaking of iPhone calls, it was great. I went on a the business trip this past week to Portland, and was hanging out with some of the guys from the other locations for the company, and sure enough, I get a phone call, and so some of my coworkers have now been introduced to the Amway song, and they immediately burst out laughing as the lyrics of "What is this thing called Amway" comes out of the phone.
Did they all have to say
Great toxic hell stew?
Did they say that?
No, I don't know. Wonder what context someone would say that, but well, no, they actually posed the question: is that your regular ringtone, or is that a specific one for a certain person? And it's like, no, that's the regular one.
And then the next question would be, why in God's name?
And I got to tell them the story about that wonderful record the Sanborn Singers Sing Out for Free Enterprise.
That's
and
right.
The,
Which you're still watching, by the way, I'm sure.
I'm still watching the $25 buy it now copy on eBay. And, told them about dollar bin specials and the internet radio show. And, and
by the time you were done, they were thinking, this guy's just weird.
Here we go. Hey, listen, Anthony, thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
All right, take care, man. We'll catch you later. But there we go. I was going to say, you just hang on
there. But
there.
one thing is, neither of them asked, how do I tune into that? They did not ask that question.
I don't blame them.
Usually people ask me that question, but they did not. They were not interested in figuring out how to tune into my show.
Because they miss on the...
Giant, great, incredible...
They don't... How would they want to miss something like that?
I'm actually glad when coworkers don't ask how.
I'm the same way. I've had family ask, and I've answered, and my answer was, "You can't."
Yeah.
See,
and then
that was the same thing I told my parents.
Yes.
That's the benefit of being retired from internet radio. No one asks me that anymore.
You don't have to worry about that anymore.
Nope. My past is not going to come back to haunt me Well, unless they find it and tune into automation.
But your pass could be
Really handy. Great.
But no, no. But see, the only way anyone's going to find it is if they happen to stumble onto it, and then when you get if the 9 billion gators, not gators, vamp clips don't scare them off, or the 800,000 TLP clips from 2006 don't scare them off.
That's true.
That's all it is anymore when I tune in. It's ADHD, the last production, an occasional NHB from back in the Mesozoic era.
Oh, we're waiting for you to clip your newer shows, Damon.
Why would I do that? I don't want to listen to Julian's voice.
Well, you can always clip that out.
Yeah, that'd be a little hard to do.
Because that makes it completely...
Great best. Great's really handy.
Yeah.
You're just loving those sounds.
This is
aren't you?
working perfect for me. I can just start and pause
You
anytime.
know, you've been practicing some of my methods. Just keep doing the same thing until it's not funny, and then funny again.
And then it comes back around.
Yeah. You
just when you think it gets old, I'll be able to just...
Really handy. Super convenient. Great. It's incredibly great. It's really great.
You know, kind of like the Herman Cain had. It stopped being funny, and now it's kind of funny again.
It is kind of funny again. That's right.
You know, there's not a chance in hell. But
no,
it's still.
Well, it's not.
I think Dude's holding out hope.
Yeah, I'm holding out hope. That's exactly what
what
it is.
happens is 4 years ago, our country is known to have a short memory.
Yeah, this is just like anybody else who said, "Hey, don't blame me. I voted for the other guy." That's the difference between. That's all this hat says, in just so little words. That's exactly.
Don't blame me. I voted for the ladies' man.
All Herman Cain has to do is not run in 16, and then run again in 20, and nobody will remember.
Absolutely, that would be completely
great. Really.
See, he just needs to win the election before all the ladies come out of nowhere. You see, you got to do it like Clinton did.
Because Clinton in '92, weren't there ladies that came out?
Oh, they were all over the place. Yeah, they called it the bimbo eruptions.
Yeah, so how the hell did Clinton get away with it and yet?
Well, he's Democrat. They're supposed to get their weenies sucked in public.
Yeah,
because that's completely
great, really great.
Double standard. Yeah, the liberals can do it, and that's okay. But
well, same way about Clinton, but he had
crap.
charisma. You know,
Yeah, among other things.
Well,
it's like, wait, I guarantee you, if Ross Perot came out of the woodwork, nobody would remember in '92 what a nut job he was.
No, if you listen to the debates between Bush Senior, Clinton, and Perot, Perot was making some sense there. And it was also great fun to have crazy old kook in the middle of the two of them.
Of course, that's exactly why you have the rent's too damn high guy.
Yeah,
for the New York elections. I mean,
you know what? I have always believed in my heart the way I vote for presidents is who's going to give us the most entertainment. Because the country's been bought and sold as it is, so it's just you got the president who's just a fucking figurehead. So who's going to be the most entertaining? And unfortunately, the last few elections, nobody's been entertaining. I mean, there's just no entertainment in the White House anymore.
So I guess that would be the rich.
Well, I don't know who's the Crustacean Liberation Party been running the last few times. I think that would be entertaining if they got in.
He jumped on that party.
Are you familiar with there is a party, the Crustacean Liberation Party, that their platform is freedom for crustaceans, lobsters.
Yeah, because we all know that they're not
convenient.
Right.
They don't have all that fun stuff. The lobster party. Isn't that great?
The lobster party.
You know, I really think we should have we should petition to get Ross Perot out of retirement, whatever the hell he's doing.
Oh, he's way too old now.
I was gonna say he might be like.
Oh,
he could be eating tapioca out of a straw by now.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with
that.
There's
nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not. No.
You need someone who's a little kooky. I mean, look, I'm sorry. You know, you can say whatever you want about W, but he was entertaining.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he made up all the cool words.
Yeah.
Strategery. That's an awesome word. Come on.
I mean, I'm sorry. Obama's boring. There's nothing entertaining about Obama. I mean, other than the fact that he's fucking up everything he touches.
Yeah. It's completely
super duper easy.
Really, it's just now it's not funny anymore. It's just highly annoying that someone this inept can actually get this kind of a job. I wish I could get that lucky with jobs. Damon, you're absolutely unqualified and inept in every way. Here's the job.
Well, there you go. You might be able to.
I still say he's more qualified than W was.
Yeah, but W was at least funny.
Yeah, it was funny the way he,
Obama
mislead us into war with lies. Yeah, that was hilarious.
yeah, because Obama's never lied before in his life.
Yes, but W's lies got people killed.
And Obama hasn't gotten anyone killed. Let's wake up and smell the roses, Gators.
I'd like to make friends with everyone here, so let us continue on past the political portion of this show.
All I'm saying is we just need a president who's going to make us laugh, because we need
a president who can stand up and go,
Cool. Super easy. Super easy. Super powerful.
This would be the president.
Great, huge, great, amazing, great, really handy. Great.
This would be perfect. Okay, so what do you think of the new Congress?
Great, really awesome. Great, beautiful, buttery.
No one in their right mind
really
would ever
great,
use
beautiful,
any of those
great,
words
great,
to describe our
great,
Congress.
amazing,
That's right.
More
That's true.
incredible, phenomenal.
Because I'm going to vote for him in 2016. What's his name again?
Let's think of a good question here. Global warming is a hoax.
Unbelievably mind-blowing. Better. Great, better, best. Great, huge, amazing, biggest, unreal. Great.
There we go.
What about Obamacare?
Great, nice, beautiful, great, extremely, really great. Bare to the metal, stunning, dramatically, truly stunning. Pretty cool.
He's agreeable. He's very agreeable.
That's right. Damon's coming back in the fall.
Cool, huh? It's amazing, incredible, great, unbelievable. Totally rules.
There. Hey, check it out.
Legalize marijuana.
Great. Utterly
unprecedented. Great. Pretty great.
Super easy. Huge. Great. Unprecedented.
That's there. See?
Here we go. Make Johnny Gators a senator.
Incredible. Amazing. Huge. Massive. Unparalleled.
There. Yes. That's pretty awesome.
Yes. There we go.
Senator Gators. Absolutely. I would vote for him.
I don't know if I would.
Really?
I would because I have enough. I have enough dirt that
and you keep him in line.
Yeah, that's right. I'd be sitting behind him with the floppy disk going like, hey.
But Dune, I don't care about re-election. Yeah, I just
that's
need one
true.
good term. I'm gonna be like, fuck you, dude. We're getting that minimum wage up.
Well, that's the best part about it too. It only takes one term, and you're set for life anyway.
Exactly. And I really think one term, or two, is really all that we should be letting anyone. And I would follow that example.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
That's right. Term limits.
Huge. You know how many people at home are going, what in the heck are these guys talking about?
There. Exactly.
Please, some of those people have cement glued their asses to the seats in Congress. They're not leaving unless you unbolt the seat from the ground.
There's only 2 seconds left. What could be left? That's it. Laughing.
That was a great joke, David.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants, it's from YouTube. It's WWDC 2014. Everything is awesome. Supercut is what that's called. So somebody actually just went and cut all those little buzzwords out.
Right there.
So
that's the sign of our. See, when you are that bored, you're going to do that. That's when we know the economy's in the toilet, and we need to give Americans jobs.
Do we have somebody that actually spent time to go through?
I'm just looking. I was looking at Ross Perot's Wikipedia page because I knew Ross Perot got votes, and I knew that.
Well, he was really kind of ahead of himself in certain things. He was whacked out, but he had one of his ideas was to have the terminal in every house, to where if you could have like a vote like for anything. Just spur of the moment. Hey, what do you think about this? And you'd go over and you'd say yes, no, or whatever.
Yeah.
And which, by the way, what could possibly go wrong with that?
Oh, absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, the concept of
on the issue.
No. He was way he was way ahead of the technology
and letting the American people in on the decisions is great. Now, the technology was the thing that needed to be worked out.
Yeah, he was way ahead of the.
I don't know. You know what? I'm convinced. I don't want the American public in after hearing some of these fuckers talk.
That's true.
People are supposed to be representing us. We're supposed to be making the decisions and running this country.
You're right. There are, but the thing is, when you've crossed that threshold,
cut out the middleman and just make everything happen. A yes or no button.
The people in Congress should be thinking as little as possible. They should be doing what we want, not what they think. We don't vote them in there to think.
Like Gators. They are thinking as little as possible. That's why we are where we
No,
are.
they're thinking a little too much.
They're thinking
Actually,
about, what can I do to make sure I'm here next year?
there's a lot of thinking going on in Congress, and it ain't the good kind.
No,
but the thing that's
why they're so
surprised me-
popular these days.
Now, everyone thinks of Perot as 0 electoral votes. Like, no one voted for him. Massive loss. And
No. Actually, he got
18.9% of the popular vote.
Yeah, he took enough. He took enough to make to sway the election. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had lots. I had many friends that voted for him. And I told them, I said, you're just pissing your vote away. And they go, but that's the way it was.
But you should vote for who you want to vote.
Oh, no, and I agree. That's what I'm saying. This is the way it was. But
Yes, he swayed the election, and yes, maybe you could have gotten Senior back in if you didn't vote for him. But we need to move away from this two-party system. And he did a good job of starting us down that path. And what happened to that? What happened to that? They took possession of the debates. That's what happened to that. They didn't let him back in the next time around.
See, we should be able. See, that's where it's bullshit. Because if I want to get in on the presidential debate, I think I should be able to.
Well, and I think that's what happened with the whole New York thing. Like I said, when there was, because they were saying if everybody who was running for mayor or whichever it was got to be in a debate, that the debate would last for 4 or 5 hours.
But the debates used to be run by, what was it, the National League of Women Voters, and then
it was all
the
kinds
Democrats and the Republicans formed their own group to take control of. So they actually control the debate, set the rules. It's a very controlled debate.
It is. Well, not to
debate
mention,
is not the right word for what they are now.
Well, but they do have them. I mean, because they did have the guy that I was talking about, the whole rent's too damn high guy. He was able to be on the debate.
But that wasn't presidential, was it?
No. But I'm just saying. But it's a start. I mean, I'm just saying.
But when it comes to the presidential debates, it's the two guys. It's very controlled.
Pretty much, yes.
If anyone in the audience asks a question, it's known ahead of time, and they cut their mic off because we don't want any of those embarrassing gaffes where Bush Sr. is trying to understand the question and looks like an idiot. Because that happens.
Because we know Bush is the only person that's ever looked like that. That's right.
I mean, no one else.
But that is the example that's often shown as part of the reason why they took control of the debates, because that was, how has the economy affected you personally? The gist of the question was, rich old white dude, you're not feeling our pain, and he tries to give off his scripted answer, and the person's having none of that, saying no. How has this affected you personally? And he was like, I'm not sure I understand the question. And it was, no one wants that to happen to them.
Yeah, nobody wants to question. Nobody wants to put these guys' feet to the fire,
Right. No, they don't want their feet put to the fire, so now you can't. They don't let you.
Look, Republican or Democrat, from Obama all the way down, the moment you try to knock these fuckers off their pre-scripted answer, they don't know what to do.
Right. And so now they control the debates, so that there's no chance of that happening.
I mean, that's where Reagan comes in, because it didn't matter what you asked him; he's going to knock it out of the park.
Well, he was an actor.
He didn't have. Well, that's just it. But
he was a professional.
He was professional. Didn't have to have a freaking teleprompter in front of him. That way, he didn't go.
But he was a professional actor. So what? Heck, he actually used some of his lines from his movies. I paid for this microphone. That came from one of his movies.
Well, hey, you know what? Whatever it takes. At least he could have an actual thought in his head that was his. That's the nice thing about it. I like people like that don't have to go up there and have everything here spelled out. Here, read this, through this, and then pause here and read that and read.
And we're at the point where everyone does that. That's just the norm. That's the standard. I mean, heck, you got in office, you'd have a team that would be like, here's your teleprompter.
They don't actually do. There's a lot of them that don't. That's just it. There's a lot of people that. I'll give you a good example. Is Dr. Ben Carson. He never uses anything like that. He just goes up there and talks. He's a real dude.
Now, are we talking local or what is?
No.
What is he?
No, Ben Carson's the one
that
embarrassed the shit out of Obama at that. What was it? The religious whatever thing. He's a conservative black person, which I know is voodoo.
Rare, non-existent, endangered species.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect you to know who he is, John, because you would never watch any of the MSNBCs you watch would never show anything on there.
That is great that he doesn't use a teleprompter, but I think I speak for everyone when I say who.
Yeah. Well, that's just it.
Exactly.
You know, when
Yeah,
you live
because
a very sheltered life, and I understand that.
I do not lead a sheltered life, Dune.
Here's where I'm going to prove my point right here, where shit gets covered up when it doesn't benefit the one side. On the Seaside Heights Boardwalk, when George W. Bush was president, they had, the Shoot the Geek stand had President Bush's likeness, and this was okay. When Obama got elected, they did the same thing, and they made them take that shit down. Now,
well, I mean, it's just like the deal with the rodeo clowns. I mean, they've had Bush and Nixon and Reagan masks forever, but oh no, we can't we can't have this again. But that's just everybody's like that though. It always gets like that. It's always funny until it's about you.
Yeah, but you know what?
And then it's not funny anymore.
So, no, see, because if they did me, it'd be like, all right, that's funny.
I mean, look, forever and ever, for as long as I'll be 90 years old if I make it that long, and Johnny's still going to be playing.
For God's sake, shut up!
I mean, it's going to be there forever. I'm just.
That's not embarrassing. You want to get to embarrassing? There's several.
Believe me, there's been several years of embarrassment that can be found.
Dude, I don't even want to hear it. Okay, compared to the embarrassment factor and the things that could ruin me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, you're probably right. I have to give you that. I would have to say Damon is in the lead.
Why do you think I don't want Gators to get a hold of my show archive folder?
You know the best part about it, though, is Johnny doesn't really have as much time on his hands as he used to.
True.
He's a fairly busy guy.
Cock in your ass.
Yeah.
No, because Gators, I will almost guarantee, somewhere tucked away in a show that I've forgotten about, you'll find something worse than that.
I love to put my head through my legs and give myself a rim job.
But
see?
But that's just like I said. That's what I said. Johnny's a busy guy, though. What you have to worry about is if he ever comes into a huge, large sum of money where all of a sudden work is not necessary.
What I have to worry about is if Gators decides to make that one of his projects, because we know how one track.
That's very true, because his project right now is everything that's not.
See, well, here's the way that we can keep sidetracking Gators, even if he does get my show archive folder. Just keep finding old technology, prior to 1940, and point him.
Well, as long as Johnny is heavily into, we're good to go.
Find ways to get Gators on 5.1 surround mixes of anything.
Anything, that's right, and you're safe.
It could be like Yoko.
And that's what it is. He's a busy guy, so he doesn't.
No. I draw the line at Yoko. Although there was apparently her album Fly was scheduled to be released in quad at one point in time.
Yoko Ono in quad.
Wow.
There was a Yoko Ono album scheduled for quad. Didn't happen. Didn't happen.
4 times annoyance.
Because all the mastering machines broke down.
Annoying times 4, isn't it? Wouldn't that be great? Wow.
No,
only thing would be better it'd be to put her on the front 2 channels, and then McCartney's wife on the back.
Actually, the latest thing has been trying to figure out proper track assignment of Columbia Princeton Electronic Music Center recordings, because there was a composer by the name of Mario Davidovsky. He's still alive in his 80s. And there's a composer in Texas that has been kind of maintaining his recordings, and he finally got around to sending me the files from the 4-track masters. And so I asked him, well, I got channels 1, 2, 3, and 4, but what's the proper channel layout of these? Because I know a lot of those guys would do rear left, front right, rear right, as opposed to doing front left, front right, rear front left, rear left, front right, rear right, which would Kasuma Reel would do.
That's how crazy that was.
And the guy from Texas responded back saying, well, I don't know. And so I said, well, so my thought was we better ask this guy while he's still alive. Now, I didn't say that part, but that's the reality.
Yeah, can you go ahead and roll on over there to Shady Hills?
Yeah, right.
And walk in the door.
Well, the guy talks at him.
And say, hey, got a question for you.
Well, he did give him a call.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I've been meaning to call him for months. So he called him up. And that guy actually said it doesn't matter. For his pieces, it doesn't matter where you put the channels.
He's like, I got this guy who's got a question, And,
hey, I'm not the only one that likes this stuff, but but here's what this stuff sounds like that I'm dealing with these days.
Oh,
so,
no.
This is great stuff. It sounds like nothing
God.
else.
This is an 80-year-old guy did this?
Well, he was much younger when he did it.
Wow, this is sort of like...
I enjoy listening to this kind of stuff.
So that now, the people that are listening on YouTube or on the stream, you're hearing stereo. You're hearing right-left channel.
Yeah, this is actually it's in 4-channel.
This is front-back kind of thing.
Well, no, this is it could be front-back because it doesn't matter how you sign it. But this is basically down mix the stereo. So.
Wow.
This is what Gators...
Now somebody somewhere actually paid... Now, was this an album? Was this an 8-track? What was this?
No, this wasn't... Well, I mean, there have been albums released of this stuff, but this was, composition. They might have performed these in their concert hall. This is study. This is university. This is... this is the Columbia Princeton Electronic Music Center. I don't know how the money came into this. Well, it is a college, so students are paying.
So what actually what kind of instruments are we talking about here? I mean, this is all
synthesizer,
okay,
computer, electronics,
broken washing machines.
No, well, then you got Milton Babbitt, who worked with the RCA Mark II synthesizer, which was quite a piece of equipment. Only one ever existed, and once it fell into disrepair, no one could make it work again, and that was the end of that. Let me see if I can find his stuff, though. It's one of these folders.
Oh, we got him started, Dune.
Hey, we knew it was possible.
And now I'm trying to figure out what the proper track assignment is for Milton Babbitt stuff, because one of his pieces was released on this quad record I have, and I spoke to him on the...
it doesn't matter, Gators.
No, for him it matters. For him it matters, I think. And so when I talked to him on the phone, I asked him, what was the problem with that record? He's like, I don't remember the details. My mind isn't what it used to be. It's not even what it is. But I remember there was all kinds of problems with that record. And I'm like, but your piece is on there right? My piece is on there right. But then I talked to someone that actually got his hand on the tapes, and what he told me was on the tapes is different from what was on the record. But then again, he assumed the track layout of rear, left, front, right, rear, right, which is a smart assumption, but an assumption nonetheless. So now I got to get back in touch with Milton's family and see if they got any notes that they can refer to. Someone's got to sort this stuff out.
I have to applaud.
This
really
is historically significant stuff in the world of electronic music.
I have to. This is why I have to applaud what you're doing here, because you could take the easy way out and do like most other people who mixed people's quads did, which is just they threw it in there and that's how it was. And
I want to know what's right. I want to hear the stuff how it was meant to be heard.
It's called shift delete. I'm pretty sure Skrillex is not going to cite this as a source of his inspiration in the dubstep community.
I'm telling you, Milton Babbitt is a significant name in music history and in electronic music history. Google it.
Gators, let me ask you a question.
We believe you.
Do you listen to dubstep at all?
No, I hate the stuff.
You hate the stuff.
Too rhythmic.
Why? It's like, I know, too much
it's
melody,
boring.
right?
It's boring. You know what the rhythm is. Ball, boom, 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 ball. This is more random and all over the place. You don't know what's going to happen next in this.
It's much like this. It's much like that.
This is too much in the other direction for me.
Not to be confused with Long Player.
The problem is you're trying to listen to this like music as you know it.
Well, what should I listen to it like?
Wow, those are some really cool sounds. I really think that sounds cool.
There's nothing in here that strikes me as cool sounding.
It does. It kind of sounds like there's a bunch of modems trying to talk to each other.
Maybe because I come from the Mini Moog, Taurus Pedal, Oberheim analog synth land where,
Well, this predates all that. This is the
know.
RCA Mark II synthesizer. You've had to feed paper tapes into this thing.
You know what could help, Johnny? Possibly.
Therapy?
just possibly.
I was thinking therapy myself.
That might be maybe on the Fun Bus tour. You stop by somebody's house.
I don't think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's not worth losing a job over.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and then all right, what about this one? Maybe you like this one a little better. This is a Bülent Arel.
What?
Bülent Arel. He's Turkish.
You know, I thought it was bad when I woke up with, of all things, a Barry Manilow song stuck in my head for like 3 hours.
All right. That's about as bad as it gets. I won't even buy his stuff in quad.
Barry Manilow?
Wow, you do have.
I have my limits.
we found a limit.
We found the limit.
Gators won't buy Yoko Ono or Barry Manilow in quad.
Wow, Barry, poor Barry.
Poor Barry.
Oh,
well, you know what it is. There's too much melody for it.
That's what it is.
No, that's. I have stuff. I have plenty of stuff with melody. You know, about 90% of my collection is what you would consider normal. I
don't know about that.
It's just that other 10% that I like to talk about a lot. That you're like, whoa.
Here's something fucked up. Gators, listen to this. The other day, I went into Harvest Moon. I met up with my friend Jay so we can have lunch before we let our dogs go and play with each other. And I'm the kind of person where I can recognize something on the jukebox anywhere. They were playing Xanadu by Rush, of all things, on the jukebox. Now, you're going to hear Rush, you're going to hear Spirit of Radio, Tom Sawyer, the hits, not the 12-minute long song from 1976, you know? These are the kinds of things that I, pay attention to. Gator.
Well, you think Xanadu? I'm always thinking Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I always go the hotness route.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Because given the choice, if I had to share a bed with Geddy Lee or share a bed with Olivia Newton-John,
yeah.
Sorry, I love Rush.
Although she is but she still looks pretty good, I think.
Does she?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think she's kind of cougarish now.
Oh, well, maybe so. It could be.
Or maybe older cougar. I don't know what they call. Kind of beyond cougar age. I think she was. I think back in her hotness days, she was kind of cougar age. So.
Maybe.
Oh well. Well, at least now we know that Johnny does have. There are limitations.
Found limits.
That's right. That's
those might be the only two.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I would never. Now here's the bad thing: is if he ever finds out that there actually is a quad mix of Barry Manilow, because he would have to. He may not buy.
There are several Barry Manilow quad albums.
Oh, there are. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
As a matter of fact, Mr. Romano Tracks recently made a DVD audio of one of those, which I did not download.
Wow.
Because that was wrong.
I
didn't want to hear it. I'd much rather listen to the Hot Tuna.
I write the songs that make the whole world sing. Come on,
He did not write that song, actually.
Well, maybe not.
That's actually, to say, I never would have known that.
That's what's so funny.
All of this time.
He did not write that song.
Someone
you
else
lie.
wrote the songs.
You lie. That's right.
The whole world
That's right. Hey, he can go into Congress. That's what he can do. He is now qualified to be a politician.
There you go.
Because he can sing.
The only thing I can really tell you about the Barry Manilow quads is that there's one of them that the last song on each side will only play properly through a JVC CD450 demodulator, and good luck finding one of those.
Wow.
Wait. Oh, my God.
That sounds like the little dude from the Mars thing, the little green guy that's
Marvin the Martian.
Marvin the Martian. Yeah, the plutonium XP98, whatever.
No, the
space
JVC
modulator.
CD450, the top-of-the-line demodulator ever made, only ever sold in Japan. Maybe about 3 or 4 of them exist in this country.
Good evening, Earthling. I will hit you with my demodulator ray.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's what you play back a CD4 record with, a demodulator.
Wow. That only 3 people have. That's even rarer than your stuff.
How do you
Johnny.
think FM stereo works? Demodulator?
It just works.
You're familiar with modulating and demodulating sound, and high-frequency carrier signal.
It's sort of like Apple. It just works.
See, and I thought I was a dork for being one of the few people in New Jersey with an actual phone hybrid. But this takes the cake. I'm trying to get rid of my phone hybrid.
This takes the cake so much, Dune has to back up the music.
I had to back it up because I'd have to run.
Because you're like, wait, maybe we need to demodulate this.
We need to demodulate this. Okay, 22 seconds. Johnny gets to demodulate.
All right, if you want to hear more about demodulating technology, check out Suburban Homeboys this Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on www.nhbradio.com.
That's right. For all the hits, the fun stuff, and drunk
and
people.
Terrell.
That's right. Take care, all.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I'm glad that's over.
Man, that was awful.
Boy, I know. You know what I hated most? What? Everything. Everything stunk.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes.
Just wait longer.
Let's blow this joint.
It's time to blast off for Dreamland.
Don't go away mad. Just go away.
Let's call it a day. Everybody, go home.
Good night, lady.
See you later, alligator.
Go in peace, sin no more. I'm out of here.
Now, run along and play with your little toys.
Oh, it just gets worse and worse.
Please come again.
Ahead. Exorcise the demons. This house is clear.
Not.
We are leaving.
This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Oi, shoot the radio.